Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, fighting out of the blue corner this evening, he stands 6 feet 1 inches tall. He weighs in at 184.8 pounds. Fighting out of San Diego, California, please welcome Edwin Rowe. His opponent tonight, fighting from across the cage out of the red corner this evening. He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall. He weighs in at 183.4 pounds. Fighting out of Topeka, Kansas, please welcome Connor Shepard.
Referee Mike Anglin has the call for this kickboxing bout. Again, these are only minute-and-a-half rounds, so there is no feel-out period that we generally see in the world of kickboxing.
It is go time 100%. Guns a-blazing, first bell to the last bell.
Edwin Rowe in the blue tape, Connor Shepard in the red. Quick touch of the gloves.
Just kicked out the front leg, not a knockdown.
Edwin Rowe throwing heavy hands here, though, but Shepard looking to do some damage.
Shepard's really tight, though. He's not loose at all.
And he's chasing Edwin Rowe here. He's not cutting off the cage. Very fast jabs out of Edwin Rowe, but again, Shepard is just pushing forward.
Yeah, Shepard, a very strong guy. Looks like he's muscling all of his punches.
Again, another low blow here.
Yeah, that can be very painful. That was a round kick right to the groin.
It definitely, this slows down the action for him. Again, being a kickboxer, Kevin, you've been in this situation before.
Yeah, I mean, that was a round kick straight to the cup. That can be very painful.
Maybe we'll have to get you one of these Diamond MMA ones for the next fight. Again, we still have 5 minutes to recover.
Rowe doesn't take the full 5 minutes. And again,
Shepard throwing big bombs.
I mean, Shepard is throwing every punch with 100%. If he's not in phenomenal condition, he's going to be very tired at the end of the third round.
Shepard, as you said, fighting very tight here, down to 30 seconds remaining here in this first round.
Yeah, I think a strategy of Rowe might be to weather this early storm and let Shepard tire himself out a bit. Good body shot out of Rowe.
Rowe told me earlier that he is more of a counter puncher. Well, he's not throwing enough at this point with it. 10 seconds remaining here in round one. Shepard kind of leading with his head there at the end.
Yeah, he's getting warned by the ref. He's just a very aggressive guy. Again, he's very clinched. He's going to be very tired. He's throwing everything with 100% power. He needs to work on his speed a little bit more.
So with not being able to, not cutting off the cage, he's chasing his opponent around. He won that round, I mean, by sheer volume, would you not say?
Yeah, I agree. He won with volume, but I'm curious to see how his stamina is going to be for the second and third rounds.
Yeah, as we see here, Shepard is on the stool. Edwin Rowe still standing. As we look here at our Mattingly Lumber instant replay, again, a big exchange here of punches, though. But Rowe looking to play that counter-puncher role. It's kind of hard as you're being chased around.
Well, exactly. Shepard's being smart. He's not giving him a second to breathe. I would just like to see a little more speed with his punches rather than that really tense power.
Kansas City, here we go. Get these guys fired up. Let's make some noise.
Second round in this 3-round fight. Now let's see if, oh, big shot there. Calling this one a standing 8 count.
He's calling it a knockdown. I think Rowe was a little off balance. He got punched, hit down. That's the referee's discretion.
Now talk about what that does for the judging.
So that turns it into a 10-8 round.
Now Mike Anglin ruling that one a slip.
If Shepard wins the round, it turns into a 10-8 round. If Rowe comes back and storms and wins this round, it could be a 9-9 round.
Under a minute remaining here in round 2. Again, Shepard just kind of
Big
throwing
uppercut out of
everything.
Shepard.
That one rocked him.
That was a low.
Oh, he answers with one there. Shepard takes a low blow. He will also now get 5 minutes for that shot. This could be one of those now, though. How much does Edwin Rowe get to recover from that? This is a tough one, though. This was a real hard kick to the cup.
Yeah, and that's going to happen a lot when you have an orthodox right-handed against a southpaw, a left-handed fighter. Sometimes that rear leg comes straight to the groin. Not on purpose, just the two different stances. It just happens a lot.
But it also seems to happen when one happens, it seems that the other one generally kind of goes down.
I mean, turnabout's fair play for one. And second, I'm not going to lie, if he did do it on purpose, that was a smart move by Rowe to catch his breath after the big onslaught from Shepard.
And here comes another one. Shepard looking to do damage.
Couple hooks landing for Rowe.
It almost seems, though, that the unorthodox style of Shepard has kind of been a bit hard for Rowe to find out.
Giving him another knockdown. I think that one, it took Rowe too long to stand back up. In these kickboxing fights, again, it's the referee's discretion if it's a knockdown or not. If you take too long, if you pop right up, they might not call it a knockdown. If you take too long, they think you're hurt.
So, Kevin, with the way that the judging works here with 2 knockdowns, now how does that work in a round?
So that becomes a 10-7 round. One knockdown, 10-8 for Shepard. Second knockdown drops him another point. 10-7 round for Shepard.
This is hard to come back from.
It's got to be a knockout or a couple knockdowns for Rowe.
Now what we will see, though, here is, does Connor Shepard have enough in the gas tank as we see him kind of bent over here in the corner as we go back to our Mattingly Lumber instant replay. Edwin Rowe was not happy that they ruled that a knockdown.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's the referee's discretion. I don't know that he was knocked down from a punch, but it was because he was off balance, not because he was hurt.
Third and final round here. Connor Shepard in the red tape, Edwin Rowe in the blue. Edwin has got to do something.
Yeah, Rowe's got to throw the kitchen sink at Shepard.
Big
nice
spinning
back fist.
Which is completely legal in the world of kickboxing, but not in boxing.
Nice right hand out of Shepard. Couple spinning moves, another spinning back fist out of Shepard.
So, Kevin, is it hard for a traditional boxer to come against somebody who's as unorthodox here as Connor Shepard has been?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely can be. And it just takes you a little while to figure it out. Big right hook out of Shepard.
Nice right hand there, though, out of Rowe. Big knee to the body out of Shepard. 30 seconds remaining here in the fight. Ducks under that spinning back fist again. Shepard still pushing forward.
Nice right hand out of Rowe. Returned by another big right hand from Shepard.
10 seconds. Edwin Rowe has got to knock him out to make this happen. Again, Shepard, though, leads with his head. Eats one at the end. Good fight. How do you see that one, Kevin?
I got a 3 rounds to none for Connor Shepard, especially with the 2 knockdowns in the second round. Clean sweep all 3 rounds for Connor Shepard.
Yeah, Edwin Rowe just could never seem to find his rhythm.
Yeah, the pressure and strength of Shepard was just too much for Rowe to handle.
Yeah, a lot of times with the kickboxing guys, you'll kind of see them square a little more like boxers.
Right, as we just saw in the instant replay, it was a beautiful front kick, which was passed by Rowe. Shepard landed that right into a spinning back fist. A beautiful technique.
Let's send this one up to the cage to Stephen Bayer to make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, going to the scorecards this evening, all of the judges saw this fight the same, 30-25. Your winner by unanimous decision out of the red corner this evening, Connor Shepard.
So a score of 30-25.
Correct.
Because of the 2 knockdowns.
Yeah, so 3 rounds to none. So 30-27 minus 2, 1 for each knockdown. 30-25.
And that is how the scoring works, ladies and gentlemen, from professional kickboxer Kevin Angle. A great fight here from Connor Shepard, but we still have a lot more action to come. As coming up next, Andrew Floyd takes on James Regina, and we'll be right back right after this.